Sup guys, this is Phoenix with a big guy, Jagdtiger. I say big because it weighs 72 to 75 tons. The smaller estimate comes from Wikipedia and the higher, as you can see, is here. And it was firstly the heaviest vehicle during the war that was mass produced, and secondly the heaviest vehicle during the war that entered combat at all. Alright, let's go there to A. I'm not sure why the difference in weight estimates, but there seems to have been two types of suspension that were used, one by Porsche, one by Henshaw, which were very similar, but they had a slightly different number of wheels here, so maybe one suspension was longer than the other, which would account for the difference in weight, I suppose. Alright, so first the name. War Thunder says it's Jagdpanzer 6 Jagdtiger, and for once they are perfectly correct, because that was the official name. To be exact, the first official name was Jagdpanzer 6, then it was extended by adding Jagdtiger to it, and then it was shortened by keeping only Jagdtiger. Still I have some cooked pasta, or should I call it instant, with some other official names. So firstly Panzerjäger Tiger Ausf, and you may know that Panzer Kampfwagen 6 Tiger Ausf was the official designation of Tiger II. And this is indeed a tank destroyer made by using its suspension. It's not on Tiger 1, it's on Tiger 2. Hence the official name. Then who put all that smoke here? Alright, there's some Hellcat there. Alright, first of all this guy. Bye bye. I don't like that Hellcat there, but okay, let's just use this push and hope that it will suffice. Oh, there's some guy there. Yeah, so the second name from those here is Jagdpanzer 6 Jagdtiger Ausf, which is pretty much the combination of the first and the second one. I don't really see that guy from behind there, and there's at least one more guy to the left. This is a bit of a tricky situation. There's another guy to the right. Ooh, he's actually that far. Alright, bye bye. Then let's use this opportunity when I'm busy reloading anyway to retreat. I don't want to get flanked by this guy on the right. Yeah, alright, they killed him at last. Yeah, and the last name is 12.8 cm Pak 44 Auf Panzerjäger Tiger, which means basically the caliber and name of this cannon on Panzerjäger Tiger. This might sound familiar because it's a recurring theme in the German naming of tank destroyers during the war, to start with the gun and then say on what kind of chassis it is installed. Alright, do we have any enemy on the right? Doesn't seem like it, but there's some dude behind this house. Yeah, so that's it regarding the name. Regarding history, this is a late war bye-bye, not the smartest move. Yeah, trying to penetrate Jagdtiger from the front with Hellcat is like trying to, I don't know, shoot down a jet with a biplane. No chance in hell. Alright, I got a repair. Ooh! Ooh! This is not nice, and this something is shooting at me. Okay, and I already have my transmission down. Did I get into a retarded team again? Guys, I can literally not count how many retarded teams I had today. Alright, let's still try to survive somehow. Okay, so much for surviving. I'm just curious, was it the guy from the side that killed me? Yeah, pretty much. Not sure if it was the same one. Yeah, maybe so, maybe no. No, I'm not wasting my backup on those guys. It's just going to be a painful agony from here on. A new battle, please. Yeah, so continuing from history. This is a late war tank, however, its origins are earlier than you, or should I say older than you might think, because it was already in early 1942 that the German command was like, guys, we need new toys and we want cool toys with big ass cannons. Specifically, this 12.8 centimeter cannon looks hella awesome. Now immediately do an assault gun with this cannon for us. And so they started. That is the German production. Sorry, the German industry started figuring out how to do this, which took them quite a while because they were testing this cannon and several others. I'm not sure what exact cannons the others were, but they were 88 and 105 millimeters in caliber. Ooh, full up tier with mouse spoon. Alright, I guess I will go there and pray that nobody will get me with APDS and hit S, because those are really the nemesis of Jagdtiger and mouse too, by the way. Alright, continuing. After the tests, they decided in early 1943 to use either Tiger or Panther as chassis and settled on the said 128mm cannon after all. But it was the same year that Tiger II entered the design stage, and for some reason it was already immediately decided that Tiger II would be the chassis used for Jagdtiger. Therefore, Jagdtiger and King Tiger were designed in the same year in 1943 and produced in the same year in 1944. To be exact, Jagdtiger was produced starting in February 1944 and entered combat not much later than Tiger II, that is in September. Initially there were supposed to be 150 Jagdtigers, but as usual it was tricky to actually produce as much as they wanted due to Allied bombings. So overall 88 were made, including prototypes, as well as variants. Well, as far as I'm aware, there was only one variant, which was Jagdtiger with the 88mm cannon. Perhaps the same as on Ferdinand, perhaps the same as on Jagdpanther. Who knows? Yeah, you might encounter lower estimates than 88 because some estimates do not include prototypes and such. Also, an interesting fact is that Jagdtiger was produced in Nibelungenwerke, which was one of the biggest factory complexes of the Third Reich, situated in Austria. And the guys who were producing Jagdtigers... Ooh, would you look at this target region Vermont? Okay, let's get this guy first. What the hell? Why is he not dead? And what the hell is shooting at me? From where? Alright, great. IS-6, I'm tracked, and there's some guy on the right. Cool, bro, cool. Alright, I don't really have time to repair, I must reload. Oh shit, there's some guy there. Alright, someone killed that IS-6, but there's still something shooting at me from the left. Let's ping it. For whatever that's worth. Yeah, so as I said, Jagdtiger was produced, I think, entirely in Nibelungenwerke. And one interesting thing about that factory complex is that it used slave labor from Mauthausen, if I remember the name correctly, concentration camp. Alright, the T-54 is there. Alright, let's try to aim for the side of its turret. Yeah, the binoculars screwed me up, but fortunately I could fix that. Yeah, so this was basically... Well, let me tell you what kind of people were imprisoned in Mauthausen. They were initially communists, socialists... Shit, I don't see because of the explosions. Damn it. Yeah, I thought that... I knew that guy was aiming for my lower glasses. Yeah, so back to the topic. Those were people like communists and socialists from Austria and Czechoslovakia, and homosexuals, and Jehovah's Witnesses and all kinds of other supposed dissidents or real dissidents. Then after invasion of Poland, it was the Polish elites who were sent there, and then there were people like, for example, Soviet POWs who were sent there. Also they had gas chambers there, so it was all kinds of fun attractions, quote unquote, of course. Yeah, there was overall several hundred thousands of people working there. There were very heavy conditions there, so probably a good half of them died. Alright. Oh, thank you for showing me the side. It spared me the trouble of aiming for the turret properly. And it wasn't just Jagdtiger that was produced there, but also things like Messerschmitt 262 jets and batteries to U-boats. Yeah, so... But okay, but enough about the gloomy topics. Do we have any enemies here that I can aim for? Not for now. Yeah, so overall there were 2 units that were equipped with Jagdtigers. That is 2 heavy anti-tank battalions, which entered combat after September 1944. One of them was actually commanded by a Tiger I ace, Otto Karius, and he mentioned quite a few interesting things about Jagdtiger. So, for example, how there were great trouble with the suspension and the transmission and whatnot, and how the engine was too weak, and how they constantly had Jagdtigers breaking down or running out of fuel. Also, for example, Jagdtiger couldn't go for a long distance without the cannon set up in this thing. This is called travel lock, because the cannon would break. So yeah, so basically, if Jagdtiger was encountered in the wild while moving, then it would have its cannon locked, and some guy would have to leave the tank destroyer and manually remove the block while under fire. So it wasn't really a fun story to be part of the Jagdtiger crew. Alright. This is a bit risky, but let's go A. Alright, there's a friendly there. I have to be wary of the direction. Also, according to Karius, the crews that were running Jagdtigers were very inexperienced. For example, he mentioned one case where a Jagdtiger was under fire by Sherman tanks, and Sherman fire was harmlessly bouncing off the frontal armor of Jagdtiger. Oh, it seems like there's some guy there. But the commander of the Jagdtiger panicked and started to reverse his vehicle, and that the Sherman easily got access to... Oh shit, which idiot put that smoke there? I can't see that. M41 now. Alright, gotcha. Lucky. Barely got him. Is something shooting at me here? I think it's that AMX-50 that is being fired upon. Yes, so... Ooh, would you look at this? Let's bring that guy, just in case I can't get him. Alright, let's try to shoot through the building. So much for it. And Dr. Karius told me that he had a Jagdtiger shoot through a building and destroy an American tank behind it. Well, this American tank that I saw there got off lucky then. Yes, so... Back during that incident, the tank commander just panicked, told his crew to reverse, and the Sherman just saw that the site was exposed and easily obliterated the whole tank destroyer with the whole crew. So that level of inexperience is what we are talking about here. There's someone. Okay, I think I can venture farther forward without getting owned from the flank for now. However, overall Jagdtigers were very difficult to kill, and it was much more common for their own crews to destroy them, for example by setting off the ammo inside it, when they had to abandon the vehicle. Then got my food stolen off from under my nose. Anything there? No, not really. Probably nothing there, since that EBR is still alive. Okay, let's wait for whatever comes out of their spawn. Well, only 2 guys alive, 1 is in the jet, so probably not much. Yeah, so aside from that Sherman kill, I also know of Jagdtiger that got destroyed by a bazooka, which was supposed to be impossible, or at least they thought it was impossible. And there was also Jagdtiger that was destroyed by a Panzerfaust when Volkssturm saw a Jagdtiger and thought it was some kind of allied tank. Oh shit, bombs. Alright, fortunately those bombs were too weak, way too weak to do anything to me. Not to mention that this guy missed anyway. Yeah, so that guy flying around is the last dude. Alright, I guess he's not really flying around anymore. Continuing. There probably were more cases of vehicles being destroyed by enemy fire, but especially the airstrikes, because Jagdtiger crews were very timid because of the Allied air superiority, and there were often cases where they didn't attack enemy troops because they were afraid of drawing attention, getting called an airstrike on. Alright, I suppose one more battle. Yeah, that is, I suppose, enough talk about the history. Let's talk about the vehicle itself. So for armament, of course, as you can see, we have an enormous cannon, 12.8 centimeter caliber, which packs quite the punch. Ooh, okay, I suppose this actually works in my favor, this arrangement. I'll go somewhere there and snipe. Yeah, so we have some very powerful ammo. Those 2 types are the default. So first of all, high explosive finale is it's not useless anymore. However, it's still tricky to use. So, well, I suppose I can play with it later. For example, with the backup. Bro! Don't you know how to turn? Seriously. Yes, the default anti-armor ammo is an APC round, which is very powerful, more powerful than the ammunition used by Tiger 241. We can also use the unlocked later upgraded APC-BC ammo, which is even better, even more powerful, and I recommend it as your default ammo. Let me see, should I? Alright. I will camp here, I suppose. Yeah, so the ammo is very powerful, but the problem is that we have a reload of 21 seconds, which is actually to be expected, because basically to reload Jagdtiger you had to first load the projectile into the cannon breech, and then you had to separately load the propellant. Gotcha. So basically, to do this, you had to it basically took 2 loaders to do this. So one loader would load the normal projectiles, or should I say the projectile proper, and the other dude would load the propellant. That's why Jagdtiger had 2 loaders. So it kind of makes sense that it's long. Next, the optics, as you could see earlier, are so. First of all, the zoom is absolute garbage, but the default optics already have some kind of zoom per se, so it's not that bad. It's actually even better than the binoculars for some reason. Oh, there was some guy there, but no. Did those guys all go through the town or what? I don't know. Continuing the topic. We have quite a lot of ammo we can take, up to 40 shells. Well, personally I don't recommend taking that many because you will probably end up dead before you shoot more than 20-30 rounds anyway, and less ammo in your hull means a smaller probability of your ammo exploding on being hit from the side. Let's see, I will slightly adjust my position and see if I can get a better view. Also, let's see the exact distance there in case that guy who scouted there comes out. 400, huh? Alright. Then I slightly regret it, maybe I should have gone up there. But then again, there are so many guys there anyway. Alright, you know what, I'll go forward to intercept guys going this way, such as the guy who scouted there on the left. Yes. Next is the vertical and horizontal guidance. So vertical guidance, as you can see, is quite decent, but the horizontal guidance not so much. I think it can turn like 10 degrees to each side at most. Also, there seems to be some issue with the fact that when you turn your cannon to the side, it seems to have some trouble with being raised. Alright. Still nobody? I hesitate a bit to go there, but I suppose you guys there. Okay. Let's go forward then. Or maybe I'll go up there and join the fight against those guys there. Yes, that would be pretty much it regarding the gun. As for other armament, we have, as you can see, a machine gun in the hull that Gaijin somehow bothered to model and make work. Yeah, so the next thing after armament is armor. The armor is very good. As you can see here, first of all, we have hull and turret armor, but we have no turret. Well, the turret armor refers to this part, that is the superstructure. Alright, quick turn around. There's some guy there, but I don't see it. Oh, those guys are already pushing spawn. I suppose I have to join and follow them. Alright, so there's some guy there still. Then this time the opposing team is a noob team. I haven't even seen one enemy yet, except for the charioteer. Where the guy charge out? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, so the armor, as you can see, is very good. Especially the superstructure has very good armor from the front. And it's very unlikely that something will penetrate it unless at full up tier, 7.7. Oh, is the guy? Alright. It will be a bit risky, but let's go here and turn here. T92, bye bye. Yeah, the frontal hull armor is also quite good, but various hit effects that you already can encounter this BR can penetrate it, therefore watch out for post-war tanks. APD will also penetrate Jagdtiger armor from the front, especially the hull. Also, this part of your armor is a weak point. Things like IS-2 can and will penetrate it. Alright, let's see if I can Nope. Ooh. Fellow big gun. Bye bye. Fortunately he managed to shoot. Kill someone. Next. Also this part is your weak point. Some tanks can penetrate this part of the armor. Is some guy behind us? There is. Alright, then let's retreat. So that I'm not that easily visible. I don't... What? Oh shit, bro. Should I have taken my Dora? Quite a few guys still alive. I can take my backup. In this case, let's have fun with the high explosive. Love that comment. Nice one. I can empathize with that. Yeah, so the side armor and the rear armor are both 80mm thick, so they are not too good. However, the side armor is more or less sloped, so American 75 will have some trouble with penetrating your side armor, but American 76 not anymore. So for example, Hellcat can easily one-shot you from the side. When looking from the side, you can see that ammo is located on the sides and on the floor. So those are your weak points as well. The crew is quite large, somewhat bunched up together, but not so much. There seems to be some guy around here. Gotta be careful. Something did kill the IS-2. But then again, with all those guys here, it seems unlikely. Oh shit! There he is. This is probably something like that. Yeah, T-92, huh? 400 meters. Yeah, oh, it was actually Scorpion M56. Yeah, that guy has hit, so... Hit FS, I mean, so he can penetrate my armor. Yeah, so as I was saying, the crew is large, somewhat bunched up together, but not so badly. So, just like in such cases as now, you have a chance of surviving for quite a while when under fire, even when your armor is penetrated. However, on the other hand, on a related topic, the vehicle is quite big, which means that enemy planes will very readily spot you and they will very readily bomb you because you are basically a big fish in their eyes. I personally also prioritize big tanks and tank destroyers when I'm using my planes. Ooh, I'm actually using a... Let's see the distances. Alright, forgot to mention the rangefinder. It's a normal one, it loads slowly and it doesn't have any special range, just 1 kilometer. Is there some tank here on the left? Shouldn't be. There isn't. Yes, that's pretty much it regarding the armor. Regarding mobility, we can go up to 11 km per hour in reverse, which is the good part. The bad part is that, while in theory we can go up to 42 km per hour while advancing, the practice is that it's pretty difficult to accelerate to that sort of speed. Oh, screw off, Mr. Plane. Alright. Also, generally this vehicle is pretty sluggish, so it takes a while to turn around, whether in place or otherwise. Then after the mobility we have additional features, and as you can see we have smoke grenades. Ooh, this guy just spawned, so he has spawn protection. Alright, there's some super pershing there. Damn. Yeah, with this high explosive shell you basically have to aim for the top of the turret, because the armor is thinner there, and high explosive has no trouble penetrating the armor regardless of the angle. Alright, let's see if I can get that guy. Damn. He turned in the last moment of... I think I wouldn't have really got him anyway. Alright, this didn't go too well with the stupid high explosives. I suppose I can take it for a short test dive with the set high explosives to show you guys how to use them, in case anyone else wants to mess around as well. Yeah, so for example, this T-34 is 350 millimeters. Let's aim for this on the turret. Yeah, see? Oh, actually, well, okay, never mind. I hit the barrel. Yeah, so next, after special features, we have economy. So the economy is pretty much the same as end of rank 4, despite being the beginning of rank 5. The repair cost is... shit, I forgot the distance. The repair cost is relatively reasonable at over 6,000. Alright, I shot over. I think it was something like 6,400 or 6,700. Something like that. Alright, let's try this. Well, not quite what I had in mind, but it worked. Alright, KV1. This one will be even trickier, but we'll try to hit this part right there. 750, around this much, I guess. Yeah, so the economy is not great, but it used to be much worse. I think Jagdtiger used to cost like almost 20,000 or just over 20,000 to repair. Alright, didn't really work out the way I wanted. Yeah, so the overall performance is good, but not without some weaknesses. Basically, when you go against Cold War era tanks with more advanced munitions, then you are going to suffer. Therefore, you should play very carefully at full up tier. However, at lower ranks, like your original 6.7, you can afford to play more aggressively. However, regardless, you should keep some distance between you and the enemies, because they can just destroy your tracks and then just go around you and kill you with one shot to the side if you let them. Oh, this one was even worse. Yeah, those are more or less the tactics you should adopt anyway. So snipe, optionally camp, but don't really rush if you can help it. Your biggest enemies are planes and fast vehicles that can go around you. Well, yeah, KV1 is a bit tricky, but that's pretty much all I wanted to say anyway. Jagdtiger is definitely a good addition to 6.7 lineup. It's definitely better than Ferdinand. Well, I suppose the difference is whether you want faster reload or a more powerful gun and armor. As Ferdinand has faster reverse. In terms of economy, yeah, as you can see, those are the modifiers. Okay, so it was 6,400, I remembered correctly. Yeah, well, that's pretty... Oh, actually, Ferdinand is not much cheaper to repair. Yeah, it has worse modifiers. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, I suppose. Thank you guys for watching, and until the next time.